Greetings, traveler. Welcome back to my channel. Today, as you can tell by the title, we're going to talk about summer palettes. Specifically my favorite summer palettes. And all of these, to me, in my opinion, scream summer. For me, summertime is a lot of just like vibrant colors, things that remind me of like fruits and water, the ocean, vacations in hot places. First off is like one of my favorite palettes from ColourPop. We have the Honey. It's yellow. Yellow is just like, oh, summertime, yes please, which is another palette that I don't have, but that one is also pretty summery. This is their monochromatic yellow palette. Just look at it. Just look at it. It's so pretty. It just makes me so happy looking at it. Yellow is one of my favorite colors. I really wish that I could wear it more, but I tend to just like stick to eyeshadow when it comes to yellow. I've tried wearing it in my wardrobe, but for me, yellow is just like more golden, like muted yellows work best on my skin tone. But we're not here to talk about clothing, we're here to talk about eyeshadow, and look at this freaking yellow color story. It's so beautiful, and it just screams summer and bees, lemonade, honey, just all kinds of summery feelings. You can't deny that this just screams summer. So I've used it a handful of times. It works really nicely. I don't like that there's a pressed glitter. That's literally the only thing I would change about it. I don't like that there's a pressed glitter. It doesn't look like it's super versatile, but trust me, it really is. Like, you get a lot of different shades of yellow and a lot of different deep tones of yellow, so you have like your deeper ones. The only two that look kind of similar is this yellow and this yellow, although on the eyes this one shows up a lot more vibrant than this one. This one is a lot like more toned down and neutral and just like golden, I guess, whereas this one shows up pretty freaking neon on the eyes. So yes, in the pan they look very similar, but on the eyes they look super different. I love the Honey. I love it so much. As of filming this, I don't actually know if the Honey is still available. I really hope so. If not, like, I'll post a little thing up saying it's not. If it's not available anymore and you have it, consider this a reminder to take it out of your collection and use it and appreciate it and love it. The next one, also from ColourPop, is this Baby Got Peach. Peaches for me scream summertime. I've spent many a summer in the interior of BC, specifically in Penticton, and they are known for their peach farms, and usually the peaches in the summertime in BC come from Penticton, from the peach orchards. Are they orchards for peaches? I have no idea. But just look at this color story. It's so beautiful, it's so summery, it's so pretty. Freaking, so beautiful. I also considered including the Costa Coral palette, but I remembered that I also included it in the fall video, which it also is very appropriate for fall. That one would be like a runner-up, and the color stories are very similar. This one, more than that one, reminds me of summer, so that's why I decided to include this one versus the Costa Coral. I love peach in the summer, eating them, wearing peach. Peach all around, peach all around. My same criticism for this palette as I had for the Honey. I really hate that there is a pressed glitter in here. They could have just removed that completely and I would have been happy. Thankfully, they're doing away with their pressed glitters in their palettes as far as I have seen. I haven't purchased from ColourPop in a while, but from the many collections that I've seen so far, they seem to be smartening up and stopping including their pressed glitters. Good on you, ColourPop. I love to see it. But this is definitely a go-to in the summertime. I really love this palette. Just like with the other monochromatic palettes, they're really nice to like mix and match. So this one in particular, I love to pair with the Mint to Be if I want to go a little bit more springy. Great little monochromatic palette. This one is probably my favorite monochromatic palette out of all of them. So now we have the summariest, I would say, of the monochromatic ColourPop palettes. That is the Main Squeeze. We've got, this is their red themed one. If I can ever open this. There we go. Yes, summariest of summery. Their packaging is like all watermelon themed. It's super cute. A lot of variety in this palette as well. A lot more than you would expect just looking at it. That seems to be the theme across a lot of their monochrome palettes, is like it looks a lot more samey than it actually shows up on the eyes. I love that they included this gold shimmer in here. Like, for some reason, I know it's not very watermelon-y, but it works really well with the palette. Like, it gives, there's something that makes it stand out about that gold shimmer at the top. Because it still has a red tone to it, but it's like a reddy gold, so it's like really weird. But I enjoy it. I love this palette. Every time I use it, I just feel like a little fairy. It makes me feel very summery, and I love wearing reds in the summertime. So yes, I really like this one. It's one of my favorite monochromatic palettes from ColourPop. Oh, this is like one of my favorite ColourPop palettes in my whole collection. I absolutely adore this one, and I've spoken about it before. This is the I Love Sarah He collaboration that she did with ColourPop. It's called the Through My Eyes palette, but just look at that color story. It screams summertime, it screams traveling, it screams ocean and partying and all kinds of things that you do in the summer. Not like we're gonna be doing those things this summer. Maybe, fingers crossed, if everyone goes get vaccinated. You've got this like golden yellow up top here. You have your peaches and corals. You have these like bright emerald green and this teal at the bottom here. Like you have a berry tone at the bottom corner here. Just the quality of this palette as well. These shadows are so like soft and blendable. The shimmers are beautiful. They show up really vibrantly on your eye. Like this is one of the most probably, I would say, user-friendly and just beautiful formulas that I've seen come out of ColourPop. Like out of all the ColourPop palettes that I have, the formula of this one is probably my favorite. I really enjoy using this. And it's also just incredibly versatile. Like there's so many different looks that you can get out of this palette. Just like look at all those colors, and they all work so well together. Would recommend. I don't know if they still have this, but if you have it and they don't have it to buy, bring this out of your collection and use it this summer because it needs some lovin'. We're moving into the non-ColourPop now. I have two palettes from Oden's Eye to talk about, one of which being, go figure, the Ocean palette. This is their little 6-pan. I guess it's 5 pans but 6 eyeshadows, because you have this like duo shimmer in the middle where it's like one half is one color, the other half is the other color. But looking at this, you can tell why I chose it for the summer. It's ocean themed. It's got blues, it's got oranges, these warm, beautiful colors that work really nicely together. The 2 shimmers in the middle are excellent topper shades. I really enjoy this palette. It's beautiful. I love the theming. I love everything that comes out of Oden's Eye. I love their formula. If you're looking for an indie brand that just does beautiful color stories with amazing quality that are very like theme heavy, I would definitely check out Oden's Eye. And specifically this Ocean palette, if you're looking for something for the summer, is just absolutely perfect. Another one that I really like for the summer, and I believe would be a fantastic accompanying palette to the Ocean palette, is the Verdandi palette. This is one of the 3 sisters of Time, the Norns. They came out with their Norns collection, and this is the sister of the future. Now, no, the present. This is the sister of the present. So this is the middle sister. And the same thing with the other one. They're just bright, vibrant colors, warm browns that just really remind me of the summertime, especially like this beautiful orange color. This I would say is a nice one for the end of summer going into fall, just because you have these like orange shades in here mixed with the brown, so you can go a bit darker and have those like fall tones in your look, or you can go a little bit brighter with the orange and the lighter orange and then some of these shimmers and have it be like a more summertime appropriate look. And also mixed with the Ocean palette, you can make some like really beautiful summer themed looks with this palette. But yes, really love this. This blue shimmer in the center, this one on the left, is probably one of my favorite shimmers that Oden's Eye has ever done. I absolutely adore it. It's so beautiful and it shows up so lovely on the eyes. Like, I cannot recommend this one enough. I was worried about how red it was gonna look, but it looks more intimidating than it actually is. If you're looking for something to pair with the Ocean palette, like if you don't want to get just one palette and you want to get 2 that might complement each other very well, I would recommend this one and the Ocean palette. Really nice. Okay, I have one that I have just received that I haven't actually tried yet, but when you see the color story and the theming, you'll be like, yeah, that's like basically summertime. This is from Sigil Inspired Tami Tanuka. I don't actually know what it's called, but this is actually like the first palette that I've tried from them. I've had a lot of their loose pigments that I still need to pan and put in like little pans, but this is the first actual like palette that I got from them, and I hope it doesn't fall out. I had to repan these because I dropped it when I got it. It like flew across the room and a bunch of the shadows smashed. Thankfully I was able to save the actual shadow and use some like alcohol to fix it back into the pan, the pot. So hopefully it doesn't all fall out. Okay, I'm trying to be gentle, but you can just see It's ocean themed. There's a fucking fish on it. This just screams summer in every single way imaginable. You have 6 different shades of blue, one of which is this amazingly iridescent white shimmer up top here. You get 2 mattes and 4 shimmers. Very wearable, very beautiful. These 2 blue shimmers are the most vibrant shimmers that I think I have in my whole collection. Like, oh my god. They're so intensely vibrant. Like, here, let me just take a little bit. Like, that's, I dipped my finger in like a tiny little bit. I barely touched it and that's what came out. Like, look at that. Look at that. Ugh. And then this blue one here too. Like, holy crap. Look at that. Look at that. That's amazing. They're so beautiful. I'm gonna swatch all of these shimmers. Ugh, look, just look. Yes. Look how freaking shiny those are. Beautiful, amazing. So that's them. Those are all 4 of the shimmers. Like, look at those. I can't wait to use this. This is one, again, I haven't worn this one yet because I got it very recently. I'm going to be using this one tomorrow. It is on my list of things to use. I don't actually know the official name of this palette. I think it's called something with a fish, obviously. I just looked into my notebook. It is called the Merry Icefish palette, which, like, with a name like that, it could work for winter as well because it's very, like, icy. But for me, those vibrant shades of blue are very ocean themed. So for me, this is more of a summer palette than it is a winter palette, just because of all the vibrant, deep, oceany blues. And also there's a fish, and usually I'm on the ocean, I'm on the water when it's summertime. So beautiful, beautiful palette. And I think this is pretty affordable. The shipping takes a very long time though, so that's the only thing that I would warn against. Is the website is not very user-friendly. It's getting better. Like, she is making improvements and it is getting a lot better, but the shipping also takes a long time because it is shipping from Russia. So if you are willing to wait, I would absolutely recommend this for the summertime. It's so beautiful. Although if you're ordering it now, I don't know if it'll show up by the time summer is over. It might, but I would still recommend it. You can still wear it in the wintertime. It's called Merry Icefish. Last 2 palettes, and they'll probably be pretty obvious as to why I chose them as summertime palettes. Again, very bright, vibrant colors. This first one that we have is the Kaleidos Electro Turquoise palette. Just look at that. It's so beautiful. It's so beautiful and pretty and summery and vibrant. It just screams like ocean and partying and popsicles. Does it not? Am I going crazy? Does this just not scream summertime to you? I would be remiss to exclude this palette from my list of summer palettes because it's just, to me at least, it screams summertime. And this teal shimmer here is one of the most vibrant and beautiful shimmers that I own. I would recommend this palette just for this one shade. Like, for real, I would recommend this palette just for this one single shade. And I love Kaleidos's eyeshadow quality and their formula, just like all of their other palettes. This is just one of the best. Can we take a moment to appreciate that this bright, vibrant teal shimmer is called Tron? Like, I just looked at the little package thing because I keep them so I remember the names. It's called Tron, and I've never seen a more appropriate name for an eyeshadow before, ever. The last one is probably one of the most colorful palettes that I own. It is the Melt Amor Eterno Vida palette. That's what it looks like. This is like this rainbow-esque red to green color palette. You got yellows, you've got oranges, you've got red, and you have brown. So if you really want to do something a little bit more neutral, you have that option as well. This one's definitely more heavy on the mattes than it is on the shimmers. I love this palette a lot. As you can tell, it's quite unused. I haven't quite had an opportunity to use this much yet beyond swatching, but if it's anything like the Amor Eterno Muerte palette, I'm going to love it just as much. I just love both of these palettes so much when it comes to color story. They're 2 of my favorites in my collection. The packaging is beautiful. You can bet that once I am done with both of these palettes, they're going to get framed up on my wall. Like, I'm not letting go of this artwork anytime soon. It's gonna get framed and it's gonna go on my wall. But I just absolutely love this palette. It's beautiful. I really can't wait to dig into it. I have a specific dress in mind for when I actually do decide to wear this, and I can't freaking wait. You'll probably see it on my Instagram. But summer. Please tell me this doesn't scream summer to you. I've never been to Mexico, but when I think Mexico, these are the colors that I think of. But Melt did such a great job with both of these palettes, and this one in particular, super summer themed. I don't know if they still have this one available. It was for a while on the Melt website because I guess they had a backlog of them. The Muerte one is not available anymore, but this one may or may not be, depending on whether they sold out or not. It was basically like a last chance thing, so if you didn't get it by the time it sold out, it is gone now. It was limited edition. But if you have this, consider it a reminder to pick it up from your collection and give it some love, because 'tis the season for some treason. Okay, and that was all of my summer themed palettes that I have for you. I'm sure there's a ton of other summer themed palettes out there. I just don't have them. One of the ones that I would recommend if I did have it is probably the ColourPop and Barbie collection, the new Malibu palette that they just came out with. It's so pretty. Like, I'll talk about it in my upcoming new releases video that I'm gonna film, but if there was a recent ColourPop release that was very tempting, like I almost did it, it was that one, because it played on my nostalgia, and I also just loved the color story. It was something different. It was something new from ColourPop that we hadn't seen in a while, but I just like, if you're looking for a summer palette that I don't have that I think would be a very nice summer palette, it's probably that one. That one's super nice. Also, their new Hello Kitty collection that they just announced also looks really cool and cute, so I think that one would be really nice as well. It looks a lot more vibrant and different than a lot of the other stuff we've seen from ColourPop so far, and correct me if I'm wrong, but I don't think there's any pressed glitters in that collection the way that they did include it with the Animal Crossing collection. RIP Animal Crossing X ColourPop collection for putting pressed glitters in a quad. Not even a quad at that point, it's just three pans. Why? I'm still bitter. I'm still mad. But that is it for me. Thank you so much for watching my video. I hope that this helped you discover some summertime palettes for yourself, or if you have unused summertime themed palettes in your collection, if this reminded you to use them, then I've done my job. If you enjoyed this video and you want to see more content from me, you can hit the subscribe button right there. And if you liked this video in particular, you can hit the like button that's right there. I would really appreciate it. You would get my eternal love and appreciation for doing that. Once again, traveler, thank you so much for coming and watching my video, and I'll see you in the next one.